The Dallas Mavericks made one of the more shocking signings this offseason when they were able to convince Klay Thompson to leave the Golden State Warriors, and they signed him to a 3-year, $50 million contract. Yeah, Klay in a Dallas Mavericks jersey is going to be kind of weird. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We are going to be doing a new look Dallas Mavericks rebuild. I actually like their free agency. Losing Derrick Jones Jr. will hurt a little bit, but I like the additions of Najee Marshall on top of Klay Thompson. And this team was just in the NBA Finals, and they added Klay Thompson, who's going to be a much more consistent three-point shooter than Josh Green was, who was in that sign and trade where Josh Green ended up going to Charlotte. And I think Najee Marshall should be able to hold his own on the defensive end of the floor as well. Thank you guys for all the support on the videos as of late as well. Going to be continuing to do new look rebuilds. Don't worry, I will be doing one with every team. That includes a T. John Salon Hornets rebuild, new look Blazers, and every other team that pretty much made moves this offseason. I don't know about a Milwaukee Bucks one. We'll see about that because they haven't really made too many moves this summer, but I'm sure we will be doing everything before 2K25 comes out. So this is a team that, like I said, could go back to the NBA Finals. This team is still in the tier ones of Western Conference teams, in my opinion, with the Thunder, Wolves, and Nuggets. And the Nuggets got worse this offseason as well, losing KCP. So this team could definitely be back. And oh yeah, I should have mentioned Quentin Grimes. I love that. Multiple seconds for Quentin Grimes. We're not going to have Maxi Kleber in the rotation. Probably not going to have, I don't think Melvin Ajinka. He'll probably be in the G League. Maybe OMP could get minutes, but I doubt it because Dante Exum is probably going to play. I think at one point we'll have to move on from Lenk or from Gafford or Lively, just because like having two is great, but we're going to have to pay Lively eventually. And I think we can get really good value for Gafford off the bench. So Luka and Kyrie are each going to play 36 minutes a night next year. We're going to go 32 minutes to Klay Thompson. I'm really excited to see him in a off-ball role here in Dallas, or more of a spot-up shooting role. I'm not really sure how this bench is going to look because I do want to see what Quentin Grimes can do next year. I do want to see what Jaden Hardy can do next year as well. So I think I'm going to stick it with this 10-man rotation. And honestly, this team could be the 1 seed in the Western Conference throughout the regular season. I would still bet on it more being likely that OKC is a 1 seed because I think if Shea goes down, they would be fine. Even Minnesota, if Ant does have an injury, but hey, who knows what happens or what could happen with this team if Luka Doncic does have an injury. We do start off the season with a dub. We do beat the Spurs by 13 points. Luka with 22, 14, and 9. Kyrie with 25. Klay Thompson in his first game had 5 assists, 6 for 9 from the field, 3 for 4 from downtown. And this team is destroying the Western Conference this season. We are 40-9 here at almost the All-Star break in the 2025 season. And I'm really excited about this team because I know they don't have a lot of draft capital, but could we look to make another move? We are the #1 offensive team in the Western Conference. We are the #2 defensive team. We have an 11.5 point differential as well. That is what I love to see, man. Luka 26, 10, and 11 over a steal a night as well. Kyrie 22 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Klay Thompson has been phenomenal in this spot up shooter role. Like him in the corners, him above the break, with Kyrie in isolation with Luka playmaking, driving to the rim, and can dish it out to Klay. He's going to get some great looks, and I don't think this is going to be like a Tony Parker in Charlotte type of thing. I think Klay could actually be like what Ray Allen was to the Miami Heat with LeBron and them, but I think even on a better level, at least because he's a little bit younger, and I think going to be more important in that offense. PJ Washington has been great this year. I don't think I'm going to worry about the center duo. I mean, Jaden Hardy is playing solid off the bench. Nothing great, but I think is still a nice rotational piece. Quentin Grimes has been fantastic for us. Daniel Gafford has been really good. I'm a fan of Najee Marshall. I actually don't even know if I'm going to make a trade. I think maybe Dante Exum could be something. Maybe could we attach him along with Maxi Kleber's contract? Luka, you know, if he's under, like, if he's eligible for an extension, let's get it done. He's going to get the Supermax anyway. Jaden Hardy, I'd like to re-sign as well. We could do about 3 years, $33 million. It's nice to not have Tim Hardaway Jr. on this team anymore. And we really don't have a point guard off the bench. So I'm going to send Dante Exum, Maxi Kleber, and 2 seconds to Brooklyn for Jalen Wilson, former Jayhawk, and Dennis Schroeder, who's going to play like 10 minutes a night off the bench, basically just going to replace Dante Exum. But having Grimes, having Marshall, having Hardy, we really didn't need a spot-up shooter in Dante Exum. So we're going to get Dennis Schroeder, who could at least play make, handle the rock off the bench in those non-Luka minutes. So let's see how this team finishes out. We are 30 games above 500 right now. I'm hoping we are going to finish out as the 1 seed in the West, and we don't have a poor second half. And with the great season, just gets even better with Luka Doncic winning his first MVP award, 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 10.5 assists. Alex Sarr is your Rookie of the Year. Josh Hart, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby gets deployed. Most Improved, Jalen Johnson, and Steph Curry, Clutch Player of the Year. And we got Coach of the Year in Jason Kidd as well. So this team did go 58-24. It is pretty good. We do get Luka an All-NBA first team. We don't get a Kyrie on a second or a third team, which is fine. Somehow 2K loves Luka's defensive ability. He ends up on all defensive first team. We don't get anybody on defensive second team, and we're not going to have any rookies here either. But we do end up as the 1 seed in the Western Conference. We're going to be be taking on the 8-seeded Phoenix Suns in round number 1. We had an 8-game lead over the Lakers, who finished as the 2 seed. Yeah, shout out to the Lakers, man. I still wonder if they're going to be making a move this offseason. Like, what's going to happen with Lauri Markkanen? What's going to happen with Brandon Ingram? Are these guys going to get moved? Is Cam Johnson going to get moved? Dorian Finney-Smith? There's still moves to be made. Kyle Kuzma as well. I'm excited to see what the playoffs could be. Dennis Schroeder wasn't fantastic. I don't think he's going to be playing for us in the playoffs because Luka and Kyrie are going to get 35 minutes plus, and they could stagger those out. Like, if Luka's off the bench, Kyrie could be in there and be the starting, or at least the point guard on the floor. But hey, I'm still a fan of that Dennis Schroeder trade for us. I think he was a nice backup piece for us. So for the playoffs, Schroeder is not going to play. Hardy and Grimes and I think Marshall can all get like 16 minutes a night. I love these role players that we have. Gafford could get 22. Lively 28, could still rock with that. Honestly though, we could just do 25, 23. That's fine with me. PJ Washington, 30 minutes a night. Let's go 36 to Klay, and then let's go 39 Kyrie, 39 to Luka. I mean, 2K loves this perimeter-centric system too, just having all these floor spacers and a rim runner big with Luka and Kyrie out there. So we're taking on the Phoenix Suns, who have Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Grayson Allen, KD, Yusuf Nurkic. They didn't really make any too big of moves. I like the Monty Morris minimum pickup, but and I liked what they did in the draft with Osei Ogadoro and Ryan Dunn, but that Suns team could still be a first-round exit, and they beat us in game 1. All right, 1 seed, we lose in game 1. Luka had a 33-point triple-double. Kyrie had 42 points, or yeah, we do end up winning game 2. Yeah, Kyrie had 42, 7, and 5. I mean, this would be Kyrie versus KD. This would be pretty sick. We do end up winning by 17 here in game number 2. Luka, unreal numbers in 42 minutes. Game 3 goes to the Dallas Mavericks. We win 142-101. Luka with 45, 10, and 15. Those are unreal numbers. Game number 4 goes to the Phoenix Suns. They end up winning 109-127. Luka with a 28-point triple-double. He's been averaging a 36-point triple-double in the playoffs. Insane. And we're down 32. Okay, is KD going to pull off the upset? KD's been phenomenal. He has. Devin Booker's been really good as well. Can we get Luka some help? Kyrie, where are you going? I mean, yeah, he's been good. How's Klay been in the playoffs? Klay's not been what he was in the regular season, sadly. Game number 6, and we got eliminated. All right, so we just win 58 games, MVP, 1 seed, coach of the year, and we lose to an 8 seed in round number 1. No, never changed. 2K, never changed. Luka averages a 37-point triple-double, and we couldn't get it done. Grimes was horrible, was not what he was in the regular season. Najee Marshall was horrible as well, not what he was in the regular season. That's a damn shame. So the NBA Finals are between the OKC Thunder and the New York Knicks, and the New York Knicks win in 5 with Jalen Brunson being your finals MVP. And there goes Chris Paul. He retires as a San Antonio Spur. Mike Conley ended up in Philadelphia. He ends up retiring. Also, Chris Paul heads to the Hall of Fame. I think Conley needs a ring to get to be in the Hall of Fame, but I don't think he will be. So we do own our first round pick here in the 2025 draft. We could look to move up, but I don't know who I would move to move up. Like, OMP, though, could be a trade piece this offseason if he has any value still. All right, could I move AJ Lawson, 29, and Daniel Gafford for 11 from the Portland Trailblazers and Robert Williams? We could try 20 if that doesn't work. They say no to that. All right, we'll try 20, and they say no. They would want like, yeah, I don't really think I can throw an additional first. So the Daniel Gafford trade market right now isn't the greatest. So maybe we'll look to move him after team player options. The Memphis Grizzlies possibly won the Cooper Flag sweepstakes, but they are trading the pick. Oh my God, number 1 for Lauri Markkanen and Drew Eubanks. All right, so Utah starts off their post-Lauri rebuild with Cooper Flag. Like, I'm recording this before he potentially gets moved, which I feel like is going to happen. And we're going to draft Jaden Quintance out of Arizona State. I do believe, though, he will be in the 2026 draft because he's got to spend 2 years there. But I could be wrong. He could only maybe spend 1 year there. We'll see. But this is going to be some Daniel Gafford insurance in case I move him for a non-traditional center. And let's sign him. And then team player options, Kyrie opts out, so we'll work on an extension. I'm going to pick up the team options on everybody because they could be potential trade pieces. I do want to pay Quentin Grimes as well. Thought he was good throughout the regular season. And at worst, I think still has some nice trade value as well. And Daniel Gafford has 1 year left on his deal. And I think we're going to prioritize PJ Washington as a stretch 4 more than Gafford here. All right, let's go all in on this team. Somehow KCP, I think, was traded for Brook Lopez. So we're going to send Daniel Gafford, OMP, Jalen Wilson, and a second rounder to Milwaukee. We're getting Bobby Portis, who has 2 years left on his deal, is going to be a great off the bench scorer for us. And we're going to get KCP as well, who does have a player option, but is a great 3-and-D guy. We're going to go into the luxury tax, go into the second apron most likely as well, because we are going to be bringing back Kyrie Irving. I better have bird rights on Kyrie. I was going to say, what's going on here? So let's give Kyrie a massive 4-year deal. Player option on the last year until his age 37 season. That's a bag for Kyrie at his age. So I would like to still bring back maybe Melvin Ajinka, maybe Dennis Schroeder. We'll see. So let's sign Kyrie. Boom. There we go. Now, can we sign somebody on a mid-level exception. We could bring in Ben Simmons, which would be funny. I'm going to see if I could bring in Terrence Mann on a 2-year deal. We'll see if he picks that up, and he does. And now let's re-sign Quentin Grimes. Probably similar to like the Jaden Hardy contract. I don't know if Terrence Mann is going to play for us. And I think I'm going to go with JQ as the backup 5, but then potentially at the deadline, like we could make Bobby Portis the backup center as well. Or we could look to move one or acquire one at the deadline, in my opinion. And I can't afford a Melvin Ajinka, unfortunately. All right, so Luka is a 98 overall. Kyrie is still a 90. Derek Lively's up to an 85. We are seeing some Klay Thompson regression, so hopefully Grimes and Hardy can help him out a little bit. KCP doesn't regress, which is also nice to see. All right, so let's figure out this rotation here in the 2026 season. Klay's definitely going to play a little bit less minutes, but I love this bench that we have right now. Like Terrence Mann's probably not going to play. I mean, JQ might not even crack the rotation either. So Najee Marshall, a nice 10 minutes a night. Let's go 16 to Grimes and Hardy. KCP can get 20 minutes a night, which is great for him. 25 to Bobby Portis. Let's do 28 to the front court, and we'll do 29 to Klay with 35 to Luka and 33 to Kyrie. Perimeter centric under Jason Kidd is still 4.5 stars. And I think we're going to evaluate this team a ton at the deadline. We're going to see, I think there could be a corresponding move, and let's work on a PJ Washington extension before the season starts. We're going to do a 4-year deal with a team option on the last year. So it is going to be about $42 million guaranteed for him. And we will keep an eye on Derek Lively, but he'll have a team option. I don't think, we're going to move him as well. I thought that was Bobby Portis for a second. So we start off the season against the Memphis Grizzlies. It would be nice to start off the season with a dub after how disappointing last year's playoff run was. And we do end up winning. All right, nice. All right, so we're here at the trade deadline. We got off to a rocky start, and then we went on a great run, but over our last 10, I don't think we've done phenomenal. 5-5 in our last 10. Offensively, though, we are the best team in the Western Conference. Defensively, though, we are not pretty much in the top 10, which is probably our downfall. So we could look to add some defense at the deadline. We are second in point differential, so I think we're going to be fine, like standings-wise. Klay Thompson is hitting, I think, a little regression, which is probably to be expected. He is 35 years old. PJ Washington has been fantastic for us. Lively's been great. Bobby Portis has been fun off the bench. I don't think he's been perfect. I am torn if I want to make any moves right now, to be honest with you, because we could roll this team out. Like, we don't really have anybody that is a free agent. I could even work on a Bobby Portis extension right now. Like if I did, about 3 years, $42 million. That's fine with me for Bobby Portis. And this team, like I said, is going to be playing deep into the luxury tax. We do have one more year of Klay Thompson after this year. KCP is most likely going to opt into that. And we have a lot of guys under contract, but these are great role players to Luka and Kyrie. So I think I'm just going to hope that last year was a fluke. And if we do lose in the playoffs, we could think about moving Hardy or Portis or KCP or somebody like that. Obviously not moving Klay. And I would like to keep Najee Marshall and Quentin Grimes around as well, but I'd be more inclined to move Marshall than Grimes. So Wemby ends up winning MVP. Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year. Tyus Jones, 6th Man of the Year in Brooklyn. We do have Wemby Depoy. Most Improved is Rob Dillingham. Giannis, Clutch Player of the Year, and Tibbs is Coach of the Year. All-NBA First Team does include Luka Doncic. He averaged 24 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 10.5 assists. He could not go back-to-back with the MVP awards. We do not see any other Dallas Mavericks on the All-NBA teams. No Luka on All Defensive First Team, nor second team, and we're not going to have any rookies here either. All right, so we are the 4 seed in the Western Conference. We're going to be taking on the 5-seeded Denver Nuggets with Jamal Murray, Julian Strawther, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. They do have Andre Drummond off the bench. Last year we were 1 seed and we lost to the 8-seeded Suns in round number 1. I do have an idea on where this team could be headed if we do have an early exit once again. I hope that is not the case because I'd be very disappointed having Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson and losing in round 1. Oh my God, we blew a 23-point lead in the 4th quarter. Are you kidding me? We let them score 51 to win by 1. That is unreal. We should be up 2-0 right now. Here we are, though, tied 1 game apiece. Game number 3, we do end up beating them, by 4 points. This has been a very close series so far. Luka drops 53 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Game number 4 goes to the Dallas Mavericks by 3. This has been the closest series I've seen in quite some time. And we are going to actually win 4 in a row. We win by 12. Klay gives me 24, 15 assists for Kyrie Irving, who was weird, 9.5 assists, but 14 points in round number 1. I mean, Luka was phenomenal. He's the reason we are advancing, and Klay was really good. And we get our first playoff series victory with Klay Thompson on the team. But we do have to take on the OKC Thunder next, and that is a very good team. Here we go. Game number 1 against OKC. We ended up losing this one by 21 points. They're going to look to get revenge on us from the 2023 Round 2 series. It doesn't help when Quentin Grimes goes 1 for 10 and Jaden Hardy goes 2 for 11. Game number 2 goes to the OKC Thunder by 6. That was the game we needed to win. Quentin Grimes had a nice bounce back game, but I gotta mess with the rotation right now. All right, here we go. Game number 3, first one in Dallas, and we're not able to win. We end up losing by 14. Derek Lively had a great game. He played 37 minutes. Luka had 23 and 15. It was not enough. And game number 4, hey, we don't get swept, but wow, we blew them out. Where was this all series long? I assume, okay, we force a game 6. We end up winning by 6. Are they going to blow a 3-0 lead? That'd be pretty sick. Can we force a game 7? Damn it. Nope, we cannot. Unfortunately, we got blown out 151-141 in Dallas. And you got the Kings and the Thunder and the Knicks and the Pistons. Both seeds, or both conferences, 1 and 2 seeds were in the conference finals. And you have the Thunder beating the Pistons in 5 with Shea being your finals MVP. There goes LeBron. There goes Kyle Lowry, Al Horford, and Kevin Durant. LeBron, KD, and Russell Westbrook all head to the Hall of Fame. Bunch of jersey retirements there as well. And here we are, draft lottery time. I believe we're not going to get our first round pick in this upcoming draft. But yeah, it actually is at 24. This is what, the 26th draft? I don't think they own it then. And Jason Kidd is a free agent, so we do want to bring him back on a 4-year deal. I think I'm gonna make a big trade, but I may need to wait until KCP opts into his contract. And I got Ellis Harrington here in the first round out of UCLA. Cameron Boozer is in Miami Heat, and the Thunder win it all. And then they add AJ Debanta, potentially the best prospect since Victor Wembanyama. That is not gonna help out us trying to beat them in the Western Conference. KCP though does opt into his player option, which I'm not surprised with. All right, I want to see if I can make a trade for Julius Randle. I think he could be someone that could upgrade us at the 4. We're going to send Bobby Portis and KCP to New York. The Knicks would acquire $1 million more than allowed, which is kind of annoying here because I tried. You don't really have any bad contracts. I mean, the worst thing is Marvin Bagley, but he's 2 stars. I would give you, I can't give you that first, can't give you that first. I'll give you the 2029 first, and I'll give you a couple seconds. This is kind of frustrating that they can't afford this because I was going to throw in like another player as well. They say no, and I don't really have any more picks to get it done. Like guys I would throw in a Quentin Grimes to get it done. I would throw in a Najee Marshall, but they can't afford that, sadly. What about Karl Anthony Towns? Could we add Cat to this team? Bobby Portis and KCP. We would acquire $8 million more than allowed. I will throw in Najee Marshall as well. I did like that signing for them. Would they do a 3-for-1? I would do this. I don't have to give up any draft picks. They say no, and I'll throw in the 2029 first and hope Cat could be a good number 3 option to Luka and Kyrie. I wanted to upgrade that offensively. They say no. I don't want to throw in Ellis Harrington. Like, I'll throw in AJ Lawson. Okay, that's what got it done. So there we go. We just got Karl Anthony Towns on this team. We are going to move PJ Washington to the bench. And Klay Thompson is a free agent. We obviously want to bring him back. I don't know how, wait, is Klay didn't retire, right? That would actually be hilarious if Klay retired. It just didn't show me to start things off. Oh my God, he retired. That's why I should scroll down. All right, well, rest in peace to Klay Thompson here for us. So we're not actually going to be able to get him a ring in Dallas in this rebuild. That is actually a huge loss for us. Oh, well, that is unreal, man. Okay, well, I feel bad not getting him a ring. We're fine at centers. Honestly, we have good enough depth right now. I'd like to add maybe one more small forward. Do I want it to be Sam Hauser? Not really, but he may be the best bet. Gary Payton, he's going to regress. So I'll add Sam Hauser on a 2-year deal worth around $7.5 million. All right, so we're going to take a look here at player progression. Luka is a 97 overall. We don't see any regression to Kyrie or Cat, which is good. We'll see if this team could maybe make a run. We could add another big man at the deadline. I think we could make a move for sure. I actually feel like such an idiot for the Klay Thompson thing. I can't believe I didn't just scroll down and check that. I actually think we can get a lot out of Quinn Thompson and Ellis Harrington off the bench. So they're going to get about 13 minutes. We're going to go 23 to Jaden Hardy and PJ Washington. Let's do 30 to Lively, 34 to Cat, 34 to Kyrie, 36 to Luka. We could probably do around 30 minutes to Quentin Grimes as a starter. And let's go 25 to PJ, 25 to Jaden Hardy. And let's roll with this 4-star perimeter-centric system and wish that we can maybe avoid the OKC Thunder. Maybe they get bounced in round 1. Who knows on the other side of the bracket. But yeah, Luka Doncic off to an incredible start throughout the first 2 games of the year. You just love to see that. He's got, yeah, triple-doubles left and right. All right, so we're 37-15 at the trade deadline. We are the 2 seed, though, in the Western Conference because this Thunder team is legit, man. We are 3rd in scoring. The defense is top 6 in the West. It could be a little bit better. The Denver Nuggets also maybe better than us as well. They have Michael Porter Jr. still, but they added Chris Middleton and Ian Jackson. That is kind of insane. Luka Doncic is doing MVP numbers. I actually think he's going to win MVP again this year. Kyrie Irving, 21 points, 6.5 assists. Karl Anthony Towns, a reliable number 3 option for us, which is amazing. Quentin Grimes, 3-point shot there is there. Free throw percentage is there. Just can't hit his 2s. Jaden Hardy's been good. PJ Washington's good. Derek Lively's good. I think the young guys are fine. I mean, Harrington probably won't play in the playoffs, but like I think rock with Terrence Mann at times. We could make a trade, but I don't think I need to. I mean, if I go to my contract extensions, let's always just re-sign Luka when we're eligible to, so let's get that done. Jaden Hardy, we can honestly add on 2 more years to his contract. I don't think I'm going to make any trades at this deadline, but I'm worried that this team is going to get bounced if we do face the OKC Thunder right now. And yeah, Luka Doncic wins MVP, 28.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, 11.5 assists. Cameron Boozer, Rookie of the Year. Risa Shea, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby takes home Deep Boy. Most Improved is Dylan Harper, and Brandon Miller, Clutch Player of the Year. Thunder went 69-13 though. Luka's on All-NBA first team. You have Domas and Halliburton on second team. No Mavericks on third team or the all defensive teams. The Jazz have Ace Bailey and Cooper Flag. How did they pull that off? That is kind of, that's crazy to have both of them. We finished as the 3 seed. Blessing in disguise, we are on the other side of the bracket than the Thunder. So if we do meet them, it would be in the conference finals. They won 16 more regular season games than us. They went 69-13. Oh, that is just an unreal squad they have there. And just looking at the stats throughout the season, Cat's numbers in the second half went down a little bit. Quentin Grimes could not eclipse 40% from the field, but he did shoot 39% from 3. Are we able to beat the Houston Rockets in round 1? We'll find out. It is a battle of Texas. They pretty much have a lot of their young guys still, but they've developed Reed Shepard, and they've drafted Dylan Harper as well. Game 1 goes to the Houston Rockets by 26. If we lose this game, man, I already made a big move getting Karl-Anthony Towns last offseason. Oh my God, we are down 2-0. Luka's playing 39 minutes tonight, and we are down 3-0. We lost by 2. Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know what to do with this team if we lose this game. Okay, we do end up winning game 4 by 2. I mean, are we going to come back down 3-0? This is insane to think about. All right, we forced the game 7 or 6. Quentin Grimes at 23. Where was that in the first couple games? And we come back down 3-0 to force a game 7. This game is so stupid. All right, are we actually going to beat them in 7 games? Or are you just going to tease me? And I saw that the 7-seeded Lakers beat the 2-seeded Nuggets. Here we are. First half is back and forth. I am fine with this right now. We're currently down by 4. Here we go into the fourth quarter. We just couldn't score at all in the third. We need to outscore them by 20 in the final 10 minutes, and that is just not going to happen. As we get blown out in the second half, they outscore us 72 to basically 45. That is embarrassing. And we lose in round 1 to the Houston Rockets, man. Oh my God, I am struggling in this rebuild right now. And I don't even have Klay Thompson. It's a rematch of last year, and the Thunder win in 6. And Jimmy Butler retires on the Sacramento Kings. There goes Kelly Olynyk. Are the Thunder losing anyone? Nope, they are not. Staff retirement's here as long as Jason Kidd doesn't retire. I mean, I could fire Jason Kidd, but I did sign him to an extension last summer. We don't have any picks here. It might be a late pick. It's at 27. But yeah, I'm not going to fire Jason Kidd. I feel like that just isn't really worth it right now. With the 27th overall pick, I took Horace Carlisle. Shout out Rick Carlisle, former Mavericks coach. Pretty good player there with the 27th overall pick. The number 1 guy was Willie Wagner going to the New Orleans Pelicans. We're going to sign JQ right there. Qualifying offers, Derek Lively's going to get paid a ton of money this offseason. We are paying so much money to Karl-Anthony Towns, Kyrie Irving, and Luka Doncic, a first-round exit. And I'm going to get another wing. I'm going to make this trade with the Jazz. Cody Williams has been kind of pushed to the side since they do have Cooper Flag and Ace Bailey. I'm going to get him in a first-round pick for Ellis Harrington, a first next year, Sam Hauser, and a second. Welcome to the team, Cody Williams. And I could sign Ben Shepherd as well. I'm going to do that 2 years, around $10 million. He's going to replace Terrence Mann, basically. And we are going to sign Derek Lively or match the Bulls offer 3 years, $109 million. And I'm going to change Cody Williams' position to a small forward, and he's going to, I think, start for us at the 3 next year over Quentin Grimes. At player progression, Kyrie does regress 1 overall. He's 35 years old. This has to be our year, man. It really does. If it's not, I think I'm going to have to think about trading Kyrie Irving next offseason. All right, so I think JQ is going to get 12 minutes. We're going to go 18 to Jaden Hardy. Let's do 18 to Quentin Grimes. PJ Washington, 24 minutes. Let's go 33 to the front court of Cat and Derek Lively. I want to play Cody Williams a little bit at 32 minutes tonight. We'll go 33 to Kyrie, and we're going to do 37 to Luka. Since the proficiency, this team is 4-star perimeter centric, but if I feel like we're still a tier below the Thunder at the trade deadline, I will make some type of trade. Let's re-sign Kyrie Irving right now. All right, so we are 38-13 at the deadline. We've had great records, but you know what? We're right here with the Spurs and the Thunder. They're just half a game or a full game better than us right now. All 3 of us have double-digit point differentials, which is great, but the Spurs out of nowhere, just going to be another team that I got to try to beat. With Wemby and Mark Williams in the front court, they have VJ Edgecombe as well. Oh, that's going to be fun to try to beat. I mean, I could just run this team into the playoffs, but we haven't had a conference finals appearance in this video. I think getting Cody Williams has been great for us. I don't know if there's another move to be made. And Luka Doncic gets another MVP award. 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists. But he's got more MVP awards, and it feels like we have series wins in this video. Jason Kidd, Coach of the Year. 16-22. I mean, last time we were the 1 seed, if we are the 1 seed, we got bounced in round 1 by the Phoenix Suns. Like, in year 1, we should have won it all or something like that. The Thunder are the 2 seed. Thank God they're on the other side of the bracket. Taking on the Denver Nuggets, a team that has beaten us in the playoffs before, or maybe they haven't. Either way, this is a really good team still. I think it's deep enough to make a run. Cody Williams wasn't as efficient as I would have liked him to. Like, definitely a down year. I guess Utah sold high on him. But here we go. Round number 1 against the Denver Nuggets. We are down 2-1. I can't make this up. Okay, we end up winning in 6. If I lost as a 1 seed there, I would have cried. On to round number 2 against the Pelicans, a team I don't really have confidence in beating, but we'll see if they're able to, we're able to beat them. They got 3 Duke guys here with Zion, Kaman Malak, and Brandon Ingram. Are we able to beat them in advance of the conference finals? They won game 1, but we do end up winning in 6, and we avoid the Thunder. The San Antonio Spurs beat them for us. Luka Doncic, 31 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists. Cody Williams, 17 points. Kyrie Irving, 14 points. Please beat this team. I know they're really good. I know they have Victor Wembanyama, but we do have Luka Doncic. Don't lose this. Game 1 goes to the Mavericks. Battle of Texas here. 1-1. 2-1 Dallas. 3-1 Dallas. Please don't blow a 3-1 lead. Yes, we're in the finals, taking on the Orlando Magic. Oh man, I did not think we were going to get here. We almost were going to be able to take on the 8-seeded Bulls, but the Magic beat them in 7. Luka was just unreal in the conference finals. A 28-point triple-double in the 5-game win. Here we go, taking on the Magic. Franz, Paolo, John Collins, Wendell Carter Jr., Corey Kispert, Kelly Oubre, Jonathan Isaac. Here we go, and we win it all. Thank God. I was going to have to trade Kyrie Irving in the offseason if that didn't happen. And Luka Doncic is obviously going to be your finals MVP. I didn't think I was going to get here, man. I was so confused why this team could not advance in the playoffs. And we had a very nice playoff run. Never went to a 7-game series. So yeah, that is going to be for me. Hope you guys did enjoy this Klay Thompson Mavericks rebuild. I apologize again about him retiring. That is kind of annoying. Let me know in the comments which rebuild I should do next. Love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.